Hello everyone, I'm Michaela Kathleen. Happy Earth Day! For this video, I am doing an Earth Day tag, which I don't think anyone else has done. I've looked around YouTube a little bit and I haven't seen any, so I think I am the first one to do an Earth Day book tag. So please feel free to do this tag on your channel as well. Maybe link my original video. That would be mighty kind. But yeah, it's just a short little fun 10-question tag to celebrate Earth Day. So jumping right in, the first question on the tag is, sky's the limit. Name a book that makes anything feel possible. And for this one, I went with Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. Neverland is my favorite fantasy world, partly because of the flight aspect. But I love the fairies and the mermaids and the fact that it's a star. And yeah, this is definitely just a story that makes anything feel possible. Number 2 is ocean. Name a book that takes place in, on, or by the ocean. And with this one, I went with Words in Deep Blue by Cath Crowley. The main character in this book has lived by the ocean her whole life, loves to swim, wanted to be a marine biologist, is deeply in love with the ocean, but her feelings are now conflicted at the beginning of this book because she lost her brother a few years ago in a drowning accident. And since then, going to the ocean is very hard for her, but staying away is in different ways equally as hard. So this is a very emotional book with a character who has a deep but complicated love with the ocean. Question number 3 is Earth. Name a book as heavy as the Earth, whether that be because it is about very heavy topics or because it is a very large book, like 500 pages or more. And for this one, I went with To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, which is actually on my TBR. I have not read it yet, but it is maybe the most intimidating book on my TBR. It is a giant. Look at this fatty spine. And it's also a sci-fi book, which sci-fi is not really my genre, so that also makes it kind of intimidating. But it's a really gorgeous book, and I really love The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. So even though I'm intimidated, I am going to read this somewhat soon. Number 4. Plants. Name a book that takes place in nature. And for this one, I'm going with Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. Parts of this book take place in an ultra-modern city. It is a dystopian future novel, but all of that futuristic city is sort of the glitz and glam that isn't really real, and the heart of the book takes place in nature. Our main character loves nature, and she credits her journeys through nature with her ability to sort of rewire her mind and overcome the things that her ultra-modern city government has done to her. This book has a strong appreciation of nature throughout the series as well. And it's got some lovely nature quotes too. Number 5 is Animals. Name a book with talking animals. And for this one, I went with The Land of Elyon series by Patrick Carman. As a kid, this book featured my favorite set of talking animals for sure. The main character has a magical stone that grants her the ability to talk to animals, and she gets a real big group of animal friends. And I really enjoy them all. I enjoy the cats, the squirrel, the wolf, and the bear. Those are the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I just remember really loving all the animals in this series. Number 6 is Humans. Name a character that feels real. And for this one, I'm going with Kath from Fangirl. Kath feels very real to me, probably because we have such similar personalities. We're both pretty introverted, and we both deal with that introversion in similar ways. We're both big fangirls. We both enjoy writing. We definitely have a lot in common, and that makes her feel very real to me. Number 7, Reduce. Name a small book, 300 pages or less. And for this one, I'm going with The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne, which this is a very, very small book, only 213 pages, but this one is about very heavy topics. So small in size, but heavy in impact. Number 8, reuse. Name a book that you could read again and again. And for this one, I'm going with The Last Book in the Universe by Rodman Philbrook. This is probably the most reread book on my shelves. This is the book that I've owned among the longest, and again, it's very short, so it's easy to reread, so I've reread it a lot. I was very, very into rereading as a kid, even more than I am nowadays, so I've read this literally countless times. It is my go-to comfort read, and yeah, I just really love this one and could reread it all the time. Number 9, recycle. Name a book that you would recommend to a friend, and for this one I'm going with The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is kind of my book that I want everyone to read. There is a quote in this book from the main character about people having books that they want everyone to read, and for me, that's this one. My dad is not much of a reader, but I got him to listen to this book and he liked it. And so that kind of made me feel like this is a book that even non-readers would enjoy. And yeah, it's just one of my top faves and one of my biggest recommends. And finally, number 10, kind of a more optional question, not book related. But if you have any environmentally friendly products that you like to use, please recommend them if you've got them. I've got a handful here that I will recommend. But yeah, I thought this would be good for an Earth Day video, recommending some products that our planet would appreciate. So the first one I have, none of this is sponsored by the way, but the first one I have is from True Earth, and it is washer sheets to go in your laundry, if I can pull any out here. But yeah, you just rip the sheet, stick it in your washing machine, and boom, there you go. You have saved the planet from that big giant plastic tub of laundry fluid with instead just this little, I believe, biodegradable package. And honestly, I have not noticed a difference in my laundry. These work just as well as traditional laundry soap. Number 2 on my little recommendation list is also a laundry product, and that is dryer balls. I have plastic dryer balls. I got a 6-pack off of Amazon for like $5, maybe $10 after shipping. Very cheap and plastic, so it's literally never gonna get worn out. I did not really need 6 of them, because unless I lose them somehow, I don't think I'll ever need to replace any of them. But yeah, so that's like the big advantage, like beyond it being good for the planet, you then just don't ever have to pay for dryer sheets again. There are some disadvantages. These don't really get out static electricity at all. They don't give that fresh smell that dryer sheets do, but I think those are small prices to pay for the money you're saving and the planet that you're saving. And there are wool dryer balls out there, which I don't know if those last forever or not. I assume they wear out eventually, but they're more reusable than dryer sheets. And yeah, I don't know if those get out static better than these, or if those have any sort of a pleasant scent unlike these. Dryer balls, they're great. Next on my recommendation list is reusable plastic bags to replace single-use Ziplocs. They're very convenient, they're very cute, and I got these from Target. They were a little bit pricey, but again, I can now replace my Ziploc bags less frequently since I use these more. And then on a related note, beeswax food wrap. Same concept, it's something that you can wrap food in that is reusable. This is a very small one. I personally don't like this as much as the reusable bags, but that's just me. And then my final recommendation is reusable totes. They're very cute. There are lots of designs out there, lots of book-related designs out there. And yeah, you can kind of replace single-use plastic grocery bags with these. Lately, ever since COVID, my grocery store does not allow these, but perhaps one day I will get to use these again. So yeah, that was my very short list of recommendations. There are lots out there to find on the internet, etc. If you've got any products that you love to use, let me know down below, or again, make your own Earth Day tag video. I hope you enjoyed this brand new tag, and now on to the quote for today's video, which this one is another favorite of mine from Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. And it goes, "Stories never really end, Meggie," he once told her. "Even if the books like to pretend they do. Stories always go on. They don't end on the last page, any more than they begin on the first." Oh, and I see here this is in fact from Inkspell, not from Inkheart. Apologies. Thanks for watching. Remember, words matter.